and where you can get a taste of California wine country in the Valley this weekend. From food and wine to great music, it's all today on Sonoran Living Live.
Well, hey, good morning and welcome to Sonoran Living Live. I'm Stephanie Sandoval. Thanks for starting out the morning with us. I hope it's off to a good one, as I do every morning. Today we wanted to start in the kitchen because we have some visitors from out of state and we really wanted to get right to them. A little bit of California's wine country has actually made its way to the Valley this weekend, and today we're joined by Chef Jeff Mall and his beautiful wife, Chef Susan Mall. We're in the kitchen. They are actually from Zin Restaurant, restaurant and wine bar. It's over in
Healdsburg.
Say it again?
Healdsburg.
Where's that located?
It's north of San Francisco, about 70 miles in the beautiful Sonoma County.
Okay, so what brings you to the Valley then?
So we're here this weekend to partake in the Sonoma Showcase of fine art, food and wine, and music.
All right, and so you have this beautiful cookbook, and it kind of pairs with your restaurant. What are you making for us today?
So today we're going to make, right from our restaurant, a Dungeness crab stuffed avocado.
Wow.
And so in California, we had Dungeness crab season just open 2 days ago. So,
okay, and it runs through when?
Usually through the end of spring.
Okay.
So it's going to be a bountiful year. So we're going to jump right into it, and what we've got is a mayonnaise-based dressing, and we've got a little bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of red chili sauce, which is a Vietnamese-style red chili sauce.
That's it right down there at the end of the...
Yes, the maple red chili sauce.
Easy to get?
Very easy to get. Pretty much any market that has an Asian section will have it. Okay. But also, you know, great ethnic markets have it too. Okay. And to that, we're going to add a little lime zest.
Well, you add that lime zest, Susan, let me ask you, what's the concept behind your restaurant, behind Zin?
Zin is a very American regional based. We want to make everything we can from scratch. It's more than a farm-to-table restaurant. It really... we grow a lot of our own produce since 2002. Oh, is that right? We've been growing our own produce. We raise chickens for the eggs. We're beekeepers.
Do it all.
Why did you decide to do that? To kind of start creating your own ingredients?
Well, I'm the son of a California farmer, and I figured that it was easier for me to grow stuff. I knew how to do it, kind of was in my blood, rather than be constantly on the search for great products. So we really made it our mission from the beginning to kind of make everything in-house or grow everything that we can.
Are they organic?
Yes.
And you know,
we're not certified organic. It's sustainable.
But so many people are looking to not only support local in their communities, to support places that are kind of going to that sustainable way of living and obviously doing business. So I think that's got to have a huge appeal to folks out there.
It does, but not only that, you have control over your flavors. I mean, both being chefs and farmers, we can pick ingredients that will have, I mean, for instance, you never think of collard greens as being sweet, but the collard greens we grow are very sweet.
I've tried them. I didn't like them. I thought they were bitter.
Got to try ours.
Got to come to Sonoma County.
Yes. You know what? If that's an invitation, then I'm out there.
Please do come.
Let's jump back into this recipe, and I want to show right here. You've blended all of those together. You added a little bit of the zest, and this is sort of the consistency we're looking for. Still a little bit lumpy, and we're okay with that, right?
Because it's going to mix in with the crab and the mango. And which, you know, what's great is the mango makes this. So in the wintertime, we don't have a lot of great fruit, but we can get really good mangoes, and we have Dungeness crab. Having the mango and the red chili dressing gives a little bit of spark, a little lime juice. So, and this is kind of a takeoff on the old-fashioned ladies' lunch recipe of a bay shrimp stuffed avocado.
Okay.
And this is a recipe that's right from our cookbook called Down Home, Downtown, Seasonal Recipes.
How long did it take you to write that cookbook?
Well, I co-wrote it with another chef, and it took about 2 years.
Okay,
and
so it's a baby of yours.
It's a baby.
It is.
And it, you know, we do 2 different versions of the same dish. So the other chef, Josh Silvers, he does a downtown version of dishes, and I do kind of the more comfortable down-home dishes.
I'm probably a more down-home, just
well,
for my roots from Texas.
Then. Yeah.
So, very good.
Now, my producer was telling me that you have something that you kind of believe in. It's the slow food arc of taste. Slow food arc of taste.
Yes.
What is that?
Go ahead.
Slow food believes that there are a lot of foods that are considered endangered.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Things like the Gravenstein apple from our area is being uprooted, and grapes are being planted, and it's losing out to other crops. And there are 200 items on this Arc of Taste list from Slow Food. And they believe that in order to save these things, you need to grow them and eat them.
Oh, okay.
So it ranges anywhere from chickens to corn varieties. A lot of the things that we grow on the farm are on the Slow Food Arc of Taste.
Who knew? We just thought it was delicious.
Yeah. Well,
back to delicious. You've added in the mango, you've added in some chive and the Dungeness crab, and you're just kind of barely
I don't want to break it apart too much. So I've got everything in there, and I'm going to stir in a little bit of the dressing.
Susan, do you do this in your catering component of your restaurant, this recipe?
We do. We've served this several times. We serve almost anything that's on our regular restaurant menu.
If we could only get you to come out here and open up a restaurant for us.
Oh, no more restaurants. Everything's available for a price,
yeah.
you know?
So.
Well, let's plate that up.
Yeah.
And I do want to let people know that you're going to actually stick around because you have some friends who are musicians from Sonoma County.
do.
That's right.
So you guys come in with an entourage.
Yes. And
look how delicate that looks.
Yeah, so this
Love
is a great crab salad. And, you know, we're going to be doing these demos at Vistancia this weekend, and demoing some other food that we do. But this is a straight from Zen restaurant item that is a good kind of light lunch.
Looks amazing.
Appetizer.
Looks amazing.
Great with wine.
All right. Well, we're going to get to the wine part because, you know, you can't talk about Sonoma County without going to the wine part.
No.
So nice to have you in the kitchen with us. Stick around a little bit later. We're going to also meet some of those musicians performing at the event that we just talked about a moment ago. All right, coming up next, how you can experience California's wine country without even leaving the valley. We're telling you about this weekend's event, and we're also sharing some of the world-famous performances. It's right after the break. Well, this weekend, wine, art, and food all collide, if you will, for the Sonoma Showcase. Have you heard about it? Well, Ken Schilling has, because he's a Peoria resident, and he is the Sonoma Showcase producer. Did I mention he's also a winemaker, and his name happens to be right there on the bottle? You also brought along some musician friends of yours. I want to introduce Johanna Salanpa, and we also have Aaron Young, and you are Sillan and Young.
We are.
Is that correct?
Yes.
We're going to have you stand by just a little bit, if you wouldn't mind. I want to find out more about how we can really save a lot of money and enjoy the wine country without necessarily going anywhere.
Well, we brought it down here this weekend, so we have an amazing weekend in store for everyone that wants to come out and experience 12 boutique wineries, all handcrafted wines, probably somewhere close to 80 different wines.
Wow.
Music by Sillan and Young, huge group, Eric Darius, Mark Antoine, and Johnny Rawls.
Why'd you decide to bring all these folks together and bring them down here to the valley?
You know, we do this in Sonoma every year, and I always feel a little bit jealous that I can't bring some of Sonoma back here, because I certainly take myself to Sonoma.
Yeah, so you just kind of wanted to bring that influence. And I think for many people, it might be their first exposure to these wines, to these California wines. How many of them can we get locally?
Right now, you can't get any of them locally except for my wine, which is sold at a couple of different shops in the valley. The tasting room out at Vistancia, and Enotria in Scottsdale, Bacchus in Scottsdale, AZ Wine Co. So my wines are available today, but these wines hopefully will be available.
So this is a rare opportunity for us to be able to truly experience Sonoma County.
Absolutely. These are small boutique wineries. They produce less than 1,000 cases of wine a year.
Wow.
And the wines are all handcrafted with everybody just in there like private chefs building these wines, and it's wonderful stuff.
Well, I really love the idea because, you know, again, it's great weather. You couldn't have picked a better weekend.
No, it's going to be wonderful out there.
Wonderful out there. I want to bring up just some information, so before we get any further, people are probably going, well, when can I go? It is on the 20th and 21st, 10 to 5, Vistancia. You see the address right there on Peoria, and you can get your tickets by calling that phone number, 602-380-6554. Aside from the fantastic wine, the food, and the music, what sort of vibe is it? Is it just a real relaxed? Is it kind of a fancier affair?
You know, you feel like you're at a princess's wedding right now. All the tents are uniform. They're white with flags on top. The stage is magnificent. The VIP area is all umbrella tables. Sky Restaurant is providing all the food for us there. We have over 100 exhibitors out there.
Wow.
From everything from fine wine. I'm also an artist, so my art will be out there as well. I paint the labels on.
I was going to say, did you make this one?
Yep, that one was for my wife.
And this one over there too?
And that one was for me.
Wow.
So I have to do something for me. You're getting one.
I need a bottle of wine with it. If you're
Absolutely.
If
no
artwork
question.
for everybody.
No question.
Beautiful, beautiful artwork. So I love the combination. I think it's fantastic. I would also love to hear them play. But before we do that, you guys kind of get ready. Your best advice for heading out there, earlier in the day, later in the evening,
Earlier in the day. I would think that we're going to have quite a log jam at the ticket booth on the way in, and we encourage everybody to get there as early as they can. We have shuttles going back and forth. We have another event simultaneously at the Trilogy property, which is called the Cigarbecue. So it's cigars and wine and barbecue and their own jazz music over there. So we're having shuttles go around.
It's a twofer.
It is a twofer.
Love it, Ken.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, so now to Sillan and Young. We'd love it if you play some music for us.
We'd love to.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one.
Well, stick around, because up next we're heading outside to take advantage of our beautiful Arizona weather while we take in some delicious California cuisine. Back in a moment. Let's shift gears a little bit here, because farm fresh cooking is synonymous with California cuisine, and that is what we are doing in the courtyard today, is a little bit of farm fresh quick cooking from California, and of course the wine that is also synonymous with California. This is Kathleen Kelley Young, and you are here to not only show us some recipes, but to tell us a little bit about your vineyard.
That's right.
The name of the vineyard is?
Kelley and Young. We're in Alexander Valley in Sonoma County. We're down here today, well, this whole weekend really, for an event that you've been talking about all day on the show.
It's been fun.
Yeah, and so one of the things that I've done is brought some of our farm goodness to Arizona, as well as the wine that we're going to be drinking.
So let's talk a little bit about what we're preparing here, and kind of set the stage, and then maybe I'll delve into the wine a little bit more.
Sure. Okay, so what I do when I'm at home is I take a basket and I go out into my garden and I pick stuff from my garden. And so one of the things that I want to show here is how easy it is to pair food with wine. It doesn't have to be difficult. I've just got some grilled corn here. We have some peppers from the garden, of course some tomatoes. Very simple and good for you food.
Yeah, so when we eat the good for you food, does it enhance the flavor of the wine, much like chocolate does to, you know, certain types of wine?
Like chocolate with Cabernet. Everybody thinks of chocolate and Cabernet together, but with Sauvignon Blanc, it's really the acids and these wonderful farm fresh foods that go with that Sauvignon Blanc, or the freshness and acidity level of the rosé. They're perfect for this kind of food.
Okay. What I love about the weather here in Arizona is that even though it cools off, it still warms up enough that we can still enjoy the lighter wines.
And we like that too.
You know, sometimes you almost tend to think that, you know, the reds are kind of seasonal and you want those, you know, with the heavy meal or in the winter. But I like the idea of being able to have them year-round and really enjoy them with the foods from the grill.
Absolutely, and I love the Arizona cuisine. I mean, when you look across this table, much of the cuisine we're going to be having today, the peppers, the tomatoes, those are things that I think about when I think about Arizona.
This looks fantastic. What is this?
So what this is this is the start of what I call a succotash salad.
Okay.
And so what I've done here is I've grilled our corn already, and I'm just cutting that up, and I'm just going to take this and put this in here and get this all married in here, and take a little of this salad dressing, which I prepared. Again, items from my garden. The herbs in this salad dressing are actually right here, and this is rosemary, some hot serrano peppers, some Parmesan cheese, garlic also from the garden, and some olive oil, honey also from our garden. In a way, we have a beekeeper who actually keeps his bees over winter at our yard, and an olive oil. So it's totally simple. I'm just going to give this one little shake again.
Isn't it funny how quickly it'll separate?
It does. And so then we're going to, if I can get the lid off there, we're just going to put a little bit, 2-3 tablespoons on here. So not a lot of fat on this. But you can see...
And you probably don't need all the fat for flavor because you've got the freshness of all those greens.
You don't. And so this beautiful grilled corn is going to really enhance the flavor of that.
What about this one? This one also looks pretty simple,
right,
too.
I'll trade you.
Okay.
So what this is here...
May I take a bite over here?
Absolutely. Be my guest. Be my guest. And we have a little rosé here as well. That'll be perfect. So what we have here is the last of our season's tomatoes. These are cherry tomatoes that I picked yesterday in our garden. They held out just long enough for us, and we have green onions. Thank you, tomatoes. And we have some of the jalapeno peppers that are over here, some cilantro, and that's it. And then all I'm going to do for the dressing, this is the beauty of this, is I'm just going to take these little limes and squeeze that on, and that's it.
Simplicity is sometimes the most delicious.
Exactly.
And
again, those flavors are going to pair great with the wine.
Now this looks like we're going to do a little grilling, or are we actually marinating?
Well, I'm marinating here with this. Again, it's peppers from the garden, green onions, etc. And then I've just taken the liberty, a la Julia Child, to grill some of these already. So you can see that these are perfectly grilled. You only want to grill them for a couple of minutes on each side, and that wonderful marinade is really going to come through.
Let's go ahead and bring up all the information so people once again can know how they can get out to the Sonoma Showcase of Fine Wine, Art, and Food. It's music as well. It's being held Saturday and Sunday from 10 until 5 at Vistancia in Peoria. You see the address on your screen there. And you can also give a call to the phone number 602-380-6554 for ticket information as well. We're going to have these 3 recipes online.
That's right.
Kathleen, thank you so much for being out with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you, tomatoes, for holding up. Yes. Enjoy the weather this weekend and have a fantastic event out there. We will see all of you at home back here tomorrow.